Have you ever wondered why, at certain times, your cat seems so agitated or scared, even without any apparent reason? Cats are extremely sensitive to the environment they live in. Changes, unexpected noises, or even the presence of strangers can make them tense, suspicious, and even aggressive. Knowing how to recognize signs of nervousness, and most importantly, acting correctly in these moments is essential to ensure your feline's physical and emotional well-being. In today's video, we'll explain the main causes of nervousness in cats, how to identify when your pet needs help, and practical strategies you can adopt to calm them down safely and respectfully. We'll tell you which techniques really work, what you should never do, and when to seek professional help to ensure your cat is truly okay. Often, small gestures can transform your cat's behavior and bring tranquility back to your home. If you want to build an even stronger bond of trust with your cat, stay with us until the end. Identifying signs of stress. Sometimes we notice something strange with our cat, but we don't always understand right away what's happening. That's why it's so important to recognize the signs that show your cat is stressed or scared. One of the first things that usually changes is the position of the ears. They stop being upright and start turning back or to the sides, as if the cat is trying to hear everything around, looking for a threat. The eyes also reveal a lot. When the cat is nervous, the pupils become very dilated, and the gaze becomes more attentive, almost frozen. Another sign that stands out is the way they move their tail. A rigid tail, hitting the ground, or moving quickly is a clear request for space. And of course, your cat's voice also changes. Louder meows, growls, and those short hisses, the famous hisses, are ways they use to say they're uncomfortable. You might also notice that they try to hide. Many cats, when they're scared or nervous, look for a closed spot, preferably darker or higher, where they can feel protected. Others might even react aggressively, trying to scratch or bite to push away what they perceive as a threat. The most important thing is to remember that each cat is unique. Some will show all this very clearly, others almost silently. That's why observing your cat daily and understanding their behavior makes all the difference. Only then can we act in time to help, before nervousness becomes a bigger problem. Techniques to calm your cat. Now that we know how to recognize when a cat is nervous, it's time to understand how to truly help. The most important thing here is to act calmly, because if we panic, the cat senses it, and their stress only increases. The first thing you can do is adjust your tone of voice. Speak softly, gently, and avoid sudden movements. Cats are very sensitive to the energy of their environment, so the calmer you are, the easier it will be for them to calm down too. Offering a safe hiding spot is another simple action that makes a big difference. It can be a box, a small cave, or even a space between furniture where they feel protected. Letting the cat choose where they want to be is respecting their time, and this creates an immediate sense of security. If nervousness is frequent, using synthetic pheromones, like diffusers and sprays specifically for cats, can help a lot. These products mimic natural well-being signals that cats recognize and help them relax, especially in new environments or during changes. Another tip is to suggest light play. Sometimes a feather wand or a ball can be all they need to shift focus from tension to fun. But it's important to remember, the play should be gentle and without forcing contact. Let them set the pace. And if they allow it, petting can also help, but always with respect. Some cats like to be petted behind the ears, on the head, or on the back, while others prefer to keep their distance during these moments. The key is to observe. If the cat approaches and shows trust, continue. If they move away, respect that. Besides these direct actions, you can also help your cat by creating an environment that promotes relaxation. Another technique that can make a big difference is using the power of the environment. Soft sounds, like calming music specifically for cats, help create a more relaxed atmosphere. Gentle aromas, like lavender in safe concentrations, can also help reduce tension. The important thing is to transform the space into a peaceful refuge, where the cat can feel protected and away from threats. Small details, like maintaining a predictable routine of feeding and play, Give the cat a sense of control, which naturally reduces anxiety. Above all, what the cat needs is space, respect, and patience. Forcing contact, holding them against their will, or insisting on interaction when they are clearly uncomfortable will only worsen the situation. Sometimes, simply being nearby, silently, is already a big help. What not to do. When we see our cat nervous, our first reaction is to help in any way we can. But it's precisely here that some mistakes, even unintentional ones, can make the situation worse. The first thing we need to keep in mind is never force contact. If the cat is scared, don't try to pick them up, insist on petting, or bring them to your side. To the cat, this behavior can seem like a threat, and it will only increase the fear they are already feeling. Another important thing, avoid reprimanding. Yelling, scolding, or making noise to try to correct a nervous cat's behavior doesn't work. In fact, it can make the animal even more stressed and cause them to associate you with a source of danger. It's also essential to respect the space they choose. If the cat has hidden, let them stay where they feel safe. Trying to force them out of a hiding spot can cause even more anxiety and, in some cases, even trigger aggressive behavior. Finally, avoid sudden movements or abrupt changes in the environment while they are still tense. Whenever possible, keep the house calm, with soft sounds and few stimuli until the cat naturally shows that they feel safe again. Remember that, at this moment, your role is to be a calm and respectful presence, which makes all the difference in your cat's recovery process. When to seek professional help. Most of the time, with patience and some changes in the environment, we can help the cat calm down on their own. But it's important to know that this isn't always enough. If you notice that your cat's nervousness is constant, if they frequently get scared without an apparent cause, or if aggressive behavior starts to become part of their routine, it's time to seek specialized help. A veterinary behaviorist can investigate if there is a more serious health or emotional problem behind this stress. Often, issues like chronic pain, old traumas, or even anxiety disorders can influence the cat's behavior. Asking for help is not a sign of weakness. Quite the opposite. It's a demonstration of care and responsibility. After all, our role is to ensure not only the physical health, but also the emotional well-being of our companions. The earlier the problem is identified, the easier it will be to find the right treatment and bring your cat the tranquility they deserve. Calming a nervous cat is, above all, an exercise in patience, respect, and observation. When we learn to recognize the signs, create a safe environment, and offer our support in the right way, the cat understands that they can trust us. And this trust is built day by day, with small gestures of care. If you've made it this far, it's because you really care about your companion's well-being. And you can be sure they feel it. If these tips have helped you in any way, take a moment to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. That way, you'll continue to receive more content about behavior, health, and quality of life for your cat. Tell us in the comments, how does your cat behave when they're nervous? We'd love to hear your story. Thank you so much for joining us today. A big hug to you, and a special pet for your kitty. See you in the next video.